Hi guys! For those of you who don't know me, my name's Amanda Bowden. I'm a transitional coach who's certified in NLP, and I help people like you discover your authentic self and manifest your life with passion, purpose and peace of mind. So I wanted to just quickly pop on today. I'm going to do my last reading out of my book, newly released book, Spirology Reflection of Self, The Road Back to Me. And I'm going to read the section about empaths. It's quite a long one, so stay with me, guys. You may have heard the term empath being thrown around many times, or may not have. I'm guessing you have if you're already reading this book, but I will explain it in my own words as best as I can to those of you who may not. An empath is someone who feels emotions deeply. Someone who is literally a walking lie detector and knows instantly when someone is lying to them due to many things and having a high level of intuition. Empaths can also feel others' emotions. And when I say others, I mean animals as well as humans. In fact, what you may notice is that if you are an empath, children and animals are drawn to you as they feel and recognize your compassionate nature. It is so important for empaths to become self-aware about knowing your own energy and when you are feeling someone else's energy. When you do notice you are feeling someone else's emotions and they are not of a positive nature, you can simply ask your mind for them to be given back with love and light as they are not yours to hold on to or taken on. Many empaths get sucked in with this and believe that their gifts are actually a curse. I know I did at one point until I learnt the above trick. As empaths, it's crucial to become mindful of our emotions and others, and to be not to be fully consumed and take them all on, because they're not all our responsibility to take on. We are able to know when we are talking to those who are gifted and awakened within through a knowing of familiarity. Oh my God, I can't say it. Familiarity. Oh, tongue tied. Oh, feeling like we've known one another for years. Talking to one another is so easy and effortless, like being with an old friend. Empaths are generally great listeners and healers, which is partly why so many people feel so comfortable opening up and speaking about personal matters and are drawn to empaths like magnets. Empaths generally don't like being in big crowds with loud noise, like the background noise of chatter, as it can be overwhelming. We are generally more sensitive to our surroundings due to all of our senses being quite high, not just sight, taste, touch, sound, smell, but also our EMF, which is the auric field, or an EMF is your electromagnetic field, which every living thing actually has on the planet. Because of these things, empaths need to take time out more than others, like spending time in nature, near a beach in my case, and can sometimes be confused with a highly sensitive person or can be placed on the autism spectrum. Sometimes empaths can feel misunderstood as children and can be labelled as a HSP, ASD, and many other labels due to lack of understanding. It is important to learn about this side of things to be able to understand the self more. This enables you to be able to help yourself by thinking of these feelings in a more diverse way and utilizing them as a unique gift instead. Excuse me, I'll clear my throat. Empaths can easily get distracted and generally don't like confrontation or watching the news because we can feel the suffering and negative emotions. And this is because everything is energy. Empaths generally prefer to have deep and meaningful conversations as opposed to what is known as small talk. I'm an empath, or in scientific terms, a sentient being, which everyone here on Earth is. Some are not as aware and awake around their potential gifts. You see, we use our senses as human as a human being to process things. At the age of 36, I knew the word I was looking for was empath to describe in the words what I was experiencing. Empathy and emotional responses can be felt deeply in an empath. I can vouch for this as I can physically feel in my body positive and negative emotions. Emotional intelligence. My theory, HSPs and empaths use this as their intelligence and may find it more difficult to rationalize and use logic until learning more about themselves and learning techniques and tools to flip it healthy. The heart takes in emotions before the brain filters the world, and negative emotions can be stored in the body, such as trauma and stress, which causes physical illness if we don't take care of ourselves and take time out to rest, rejuvenate, and restart. Sixth sense adds connection to spirit dimensions, healing, cell rejuvenation, and the higher self, being the soul. When we get support, we feel heard and valued, especially at a young age up. Who wouldn't? Overprotectiveness does not help, as in being mollycoddled, or the complete opposite way, as in being dominated and controlled, which usually comes out of fear and can have a huge impact. Nurturing is the best way forward to allow and be guided and let growth come through, self-development to take place. Balance is key, and by no means is anybody perfect. We all learn from our mistakes and challenges and grow from them. Going into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn is easier sometimes due to trauma as a child, although adults are more prone to this as amygdala kicks in, the reptilian part of the brain, which is right at the back here. Due to having a deeper curve in our self-growth and healing journey, awakening through the ascension of spirituality brings self-awareness and a higher conscious level on your life's path. Environment is key, no drama, surrounding yourself with radiators and not drains. Empaths have a need to balance social connection and self-care in order to thrive. They make good self-employed people as they have unique ideas that are generally outside the box way of thinking and doing and are highly creative in many ways. They need an outlet for the creativity, whether it's in a form of creative art, speaking out their personal truths, being creative around the things they love most, and more. Empaths generally don't fit in and forge their own path to lead and follow. Empaths are taught to belong instead. People like Nikola Tesla and Albert Einstein were intuitively in tune with the universe as lead innovators. A lot of the time, we can act like mirrors for others to take lessons from, which they are not always aware of, first of all, until becoming consciously aware of triggers being reflected back to them. When feeling like something has triggered you and you consciously have no idea what it is, stop, breathe, name the emotion or emotions that are coming up and surfacing, and ask yourself, what can I learn to be able to let go of any negative emotions easily and effortlessly? Allow the first thought to come forward. Listen to it as it is your unconscious mind communicating with you. Yes, I know we've been taught that it's crazy to speak to ourselves, yet our unconscious mind will always answer you when you ask it a direct question. If it makes it easier, write it all down on a piece of paper. And this is what I do sometimes, because when you take your thoughts outside of your head, you're able to make more sense out of it, and it brings self-awareness in the process. Allow yourself to feel the emotions and to process what is coming up. Too many times we try and run away from ourselves, yet we can't, as we are with ourselves 100% of the time. So wouldn't it be easier to deal with it and not allow it to build up? When the answer becomes clear around what the trigger is, move to the next stage and ask, how can I resolve XYZ? So whatever's going on for you, to be able to move forward and find a solution. Take assertive action and repeat when other triggers surface. This takes some practice, but it will rewire the neurons in the brain and will eventually become an automatic habit. For example, this helps when a part of something is being presented to you, such as someone telling you what to do, like a command that triggers an old wound from an old relationship where you were controlled and or dominated by someone, which instantly puts your barriers up instead of communicating and using healthy boundaries. So repeat the process and ask yourself what emotions are surfacing. Name them. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation to be able to let go of any negative emotions easily and effortlessly? Allow yourself to feel the emotion surfacing and listen to the first thing that pops into your mind for the answer. Next, ask yourself, how can I resolve the situation, as this will engage the logical part of the brain with the answer and solution needed. After going through this process, you will also gain a sense of empathy, not just for yourself, but for those involved too. Empaths craft a career to suit them with what they enjoy and what lights them up with passion and purpose, which was why so many choose the path of being an entrepreneur. They also make great leaders. So I hope you guys enjoyed that today. It was a long one and I thought it was a good one to finish up these little snippets of series that I've done on the Spirology book. And yeah, have a great day. Bye.